Hello guys, I had a request for the Irelia matchup before and I finally managed to play a game in high elo against Irelia. So the Irelia that I played against here in Split 1, they were 361 LP Master on EU West. So this is a pretty high elo game. My main has really good MMR right now, so I'm doing pretty well. And yeah, I want to go through the lane phase of the game. So at level 1 we tried for a Blitzcrank invade, nothing happened, but one thing that it does is Irelia decided to base, and she's walking in with the wave instead of already in lane. So I get to sit in this bush, and if you ever get the opportunity to do this in a hard lane, like Irelia is a hard lane, right? In my complete guide, you'll see I'm dragging the wave here, and that's going to get it pushing into me. But yeah, I have Irelia listed as a hard lane. Like, she picked it on R5 to counter me. Now this E here, I E'd her for poke. I'm playing Airy in this matchup. And you see how I E, so it hits her, but it doesn't hit any of the minions. This is really important, because I need this wave to come to me, or I'm never going to be... If it starts pushing into her, I'm never going to be able to play. Especially against a jungler that likes the gank and has strong ganks like Fiddlesticks. I'm just not going to be able to play against that. So this E now, she's pushed enough that I can E the wave. The E hits her on the way in, and she dashes on me when I have bone plating. So because I have bone plating, I'm going to continue to fight. You see, I get a few more autos, and my minions hit her, and that's going to keep the wave still coming into me. And now my E's coming back up, but and I have mana flow actually, so I want to look for an E plus mana flow with some CS. I get it there. Unfortunately, this minion doesn't die to my E. Sometimes that happens, like the way the minion autos and your E tick rate goes doesn't let you. But I did get my mana flow and I got some more poke. Now, this position here, this is something that's going to happen when you drag the wave, okay? The absolute worst thing I could do right now is allow this wave to crash into my turret, because that will create a slow push back into the Irelia. And that's definitely not what I want. So you see I'm standing off to the side here, so the minions, they like walk over here instead of walking into my turret, and then my minion wave gets here and it catches on it. And then now if she wants to dash on any minions, she's going to be pushing this next wave into me as well. I might E hit, so there's two conditions that I'm looking for here with my next E. Right, I'm going to E the wave because I don't want her to crash this wave. It's really nice if she doesn't crash it. One, mana flow is coming up, so I want to use my E to get my mana flow. But two, I'm about to hit level 3. And a lot of the time when I'm about to hit level 3, I'll hold my E, I'll CS the minion that gets me level 3, I'll put the second point in my E, and then I'll E, and that does a lot more damage. But here, I'm probably just going to E to stop her crashing, proc mana flow. Kind of annoying that the turret doesn't hit her there, but it does here. I wither her, she has to flash. Now she's flashless. And this wave... yeah, so you see now this wave has crashed. This is going to start pushing into her. And this is where it gets awkward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to use my TP here. I'm going to push. And then I'm going to look to use the rest of my mana, and then I'm going to TP reset. So we can speed this up because not a lot is going to happen. So I'm pushing, I'm stacking. I'm level 4. And now this wave's really awkward. See how she's holding it? She's doing what I was doing. So I'm going to E her to use my mana. Like, it's just free mana, right? And then I'm going to use my next E as well because I... actually, it looks like... yeah, I'm just going to back up and TP so she doesn't all-in me. So I'm basing. Like, I'm going to lose a few minions for this, but it's a hard matchup. Like, realistically, she has control of the wave. But now, I have Amplifying Tone. This is really important. This is something I think I have this in my guide. Against Irelia, I never go Dark Seal. I always go Amplifying Tone. And the reason is that this Amplifying Tone will build into an Oblivion Orb. I'm going to need my anti-heal in this lane, okay? So now I'm going to E her and the wave, because I want to crash this. You remember that situation she was in here where she wanted to crash? I'm now in that situation. So all my E's, normally I look to avoid the wave when I hit her. But here I'm looking to hit the wave as much as possible. And I also want to get as much poke as possible. Because like now, you see, this is another important thing. Sorry, there's a lot that goes into this. Look where I'm standing, okay? She just auto-attacked me and proc my bone plating. But because I'm standing on all my ranged minions and my cannon, watch this. Look, she takes a ton of damage from minions here. Just damage, damage, damage. Like, my E did not do half of her HP bar. That was all my minion wave. And that happens because of where I'm positioned. So that's another important thing to bear in mind. I'm going to walk up and stack this cannon. She missed her E, so I think I just kill her. You see my spacing there? That was really good spacing. I actually popped Ghost for the spacing. So what I'm doing here is I use my spells, right? I wither, and I auto. Now my E's coming up, so I'm going to E auto, And now I'm waiting for this Q, you see? But I don't want... Like, if I walk into her and try and auto her, she's going to win. So I'm spacing out. And then now that I've got my Q, I'm going back in. And if this trade wasn't over yet, she would probably turn around and try to auto me. So after my Q goes off, I would space backwards again. And wait for my E and W. And then I would kill them. You'll see me do this against Jax as well. But I got a solo kill. And she has no TP. So I'm going to crash the wave and I'm going to base. Already doing really well in this matchup. Let's skip forward. Sorry if you heard my phone buzz. So now this wave's coming back into me, so now I want to avoid the wave with my E, if you remember that. So you see I E up here, it didn't actually, it's a bit weird. I think it was as close as it could possibly be to hitting her without hitting her, because it didn't hit her, but then she moved a millimeter and I got the airy proc and the mana flow. So at least I got my mana flow there. But yeah, you see I'm just waiting for this wave to come to me. But now that I have Oblivion Orb and level 5, my E deletes waves. So I don't have as many, like when she's doing it outside the turret here, if she ever tries to crash, I can delete the wave and reset to neutral because I'm level 5 with enough AP. It's a really important spike for Nasus. Here, this wave, oh, Hecarim's actually coming for the gank. I remember this is quite unfortunate because he gets hit by the Irelia E and I get minion blocked. So I have to walk all the way around here, but she is 100% dead. Like, even with that E going wide. I don't know why she didn't just run down the river, to be honest. But I think she's dead anyway. Bonk. Right, and now she's dead again. And you can say, like, oh, jungle gap. Yeah, I mean, in that case, it is jungle gap. Jungle came and killed her. But there's only been one moment in the game where I was gankable, and it's when, you remember after I TP'd back and I was trying to crash this wave here? That's the only point in the entire game I've been gankable. But she's been gankable from level 1, she pushed all the way in, level 2 she pushed all the way in, level 3 she pushed all the way in, level 4 I pushed in and killed her, and then level 5 is coming back to lane and she's pushing again. So there's, in terms of like windows where we're gankable, you know, the game, it's been, the possibility for her to be ganked has been there, whereas for me it hasn't. And that's why, to some extent it is jungle gap, yes. But to some extent it's also how I played my wave. So now I'm basing again. And I'm coming back to lane. And so here's something else you can bear in mind. I remember I'm about to get a solo kill, as you can see by the timeline. But I remember how I did it. And how I did it is, you see I have 22 seconds left on my ultimate. Okay? I know that me and Irelia just ulted at the same time. I mean, she ulted slightly later than me, maybe 5 seconds later in that fight, right? But my ultimate is a 90-second cooldown. Hers is like 120, 140 even. In my head, I was thinking 120. So in my head, I'm thinking when my ult comes up, I have 30 seconds where I can ult. It turns out I actually have 40 seconds. So I have a 40-second window where she has no ult and I do. And I'm going to play around that. Watch my ult timing and watch how I play. You can abuse this against Irelia, you can abuse it against any champion that had, like, Riven, you can abuse it against, because she has quite a long cooldown early. See, I'm letting her trade with me here? That's because I know, like, this trade looks good for her, but I know it's good for me, because I know she doesn't know I have ult. There she goes, and she's dead. Bonk. With her. I probably didn't need to ghost, honestly. Actually, she had flash. Maybe she would flash out if I didn't ghost. But there you go. There's a third solo kill. The enemy Fiddlesticks is pinging the Irelia. And then for the rest of the game, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to try and do the same thing. So that's basically the laning phase against Irelia. That's how I win. That's how I play my waves early. And yeah, a bit of, you know, you've got the tip of standing on top of minions when she's going for auto attacks on you. You've got spacing, you know, the ultimate window. The Oblivion Orb tech is really important. Like 114 damage. It's not a lot, but the longer into the game it goes, it becomes a lot. Like, realistically, I could have not finished this. It's once she's got Vamp Scepter that I need it, but I thought she might get first back Vamp, so that's why I bought it. Now that she's got Vamp Scepter, it's going to start doing a lot. But you can just sit on Amp Tome until she completes Vamp Scepter. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how I won lane against this 350 LP last split Masters Irelia. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll try and make some more guides as the season goes on, and good luck in your games. See ya!